in the silver bracket 2021 he lost to John Nash in our first ever silver. As we have our 3-2-1 pills, Dawn going to be out of the gate first. Absolutely no yellow at the top of that top line. We're looking at Savage's board. That's pretty much all she's got there, Sarge.
Yeah, she had very little access to blue early on, but she'd made a couple quick moves to open it up real quick. As Don's doing the same to give himself a little bit more yellow opportunity here, but there's not much yellow, excuse me, at all on his board, which is really going to be an issue because he is seem to be getting a fair amount of yellow pieces that he's just going to have to use as strategic garbage and ways to help get his other pills in the positions he needs to take viruses down very quickly.
Absolutely. And Swong pointing out in our Twitch chat here that it is a battle of the keyboards. Both of these players play on keyboards. So that's going to be really fun to watch. Savage has been making some really nice moves. She had a really nice tuck under that dropped a lot of stuff down and cleared a lot of viruses. She does have the advantage over Dawn at the moment. She is ahead 2 viruses, and she also has a 5-second timer advantage, 5 to 6 seconds actually. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Savage really needing to get some yellow help though to progress towards the bottom of this board there, Sarge.
And I'm sure Don hopes that Savage gets all the yellows because he really doesn't need any right now. He needs a fair amount of red in order to get through this. And what the little yellow he does need, he's not really able to do a lot with right now because he's trying to get those reds out of the way and just needs. Uh, I'm trying to figure what he's going to plan to do exactly to get. Oh, he's going to do a horizontal there. I thought he might try go for sorry, he went for vertical. Think he might go for horizontal, but he decided to go vertically instead there.
Yeah, and he's got the horizontal right now after he clears out those blues, just needing 2 more reds. But it is Savage out of level 10 first at about a 157, moving into her level 11. Dawn just waiting for 2 more reds. There's one, there's the other out at a 216. So about 20 seconds between our players, give or take a couple here. As we go into this level 11, Dawn already making some nice work, but is already out of yellow access. And really, that's all the doc is giving him until just this pill right here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is what can sometimes happen in this game, and you just have to roll with it. The thing with the doc is the doc will give everyone the same sort of RNG. Sometimes you'll have great, sometimes you'll have not so great. You just roll with it and do the best you can to make what you can with it. Meanwhile, over on Savage Octagon's board, she has the red is a little difficult to get to, but not overly so. She has, for the most part, a balanced board all the way down to the bottom, so it shouldn't cause her too much issue. But I will say that Don Veneur has much more opportunities for taking off 2 or 3 viruses at a time than Savage does when you get near the bottom.
Yeah, and I like Dawn's board state a lot better than I like Savage's, although Savage did have a really nice upside down sweet tea there. Dawn has a lot more board diversity, whereas Savage pretty much just has that blue and yellow, or blue and red, excuse me, that she's trying to work through. That one yellow virus there on the right, not going to be a big hassle for her. It's off. If it's off on its own, she can get to it at her leisure. Wondering if she is going to go ahead and go for this blue horizontally. She is going to do that. Wisely going for the red first, though, because if she took out the blue, it was going to knock down the reds, and she was going to have to do some undertucks to get that. So great play by Savage. Just one more red. She is out at a 357, still holding a slight, about 10-second lead here over Dawn, who's out at a 407.
Yeah, and looking at these boards, not a lot of blue at the very top. It'd be pretty easy, particularly with this double yellow, to get access to some on Dawn's side. As for Savage Octagon, I hope she doesn't plan on using any yellow for a while because there's just nothing really available except for that one that she just opened up right there. So I'd say that with this board, even though there's a lot more opportunity to take 2 or more off at a time on Savage's side, I'd say Dawn has the definite advantage here.
Yeah. Oh, and this double blue going to be perfect for Dawn. Gets that sweet tea, drops down the yellow garbage, already clears it out. Really nice play there by Dawn. Savage, she's got that completely empty column there in her column 6. It's not my favorite thing, honestly, to have an empty column down the center of your board. It can be advantageous if you're needing to build up some platforms in the center, but usually I like for those to be either on one side or the other towards the ends, because if your board gets too split, then you're going to really be dealing with some drop time, and hopefully Savage will be able to avoid that, as Dawn has now taken a lead over her.
Yeah, this has been very advantageous to Don. It looks like he needs a lot of red, but it's not a concern as the doctor is giving him exactly that, just allowing him to cut this down very quickly and now have about a 9 virus lead. Make that 10 virus lead. It's all he needs now is yellow and a little bit of red. There's a double yellow. This needs 2 reds, and he will be out most likely in the lead here going into the final level. He is out at a 557. Meanwhile, Savage Octagon needs a little bit of red, but this should be a nice group taken off right there. Got another horizontal setup with red, and should be out just a short time afterwards.
Yeah, the big problem for Savage was just there was so much red in this board, and again, she wasn't really able to work on those sides as much as she wanted to, as she's out at a 618. A bit of a stretch here for Savage Octagon, but not too far behind. Only 15 viruses. She does have a pretty nice top line here. It has the opportunity to take some horizontal blues, that red in the way, but those two red blues in succession, perfect, able to get that horizontal nice and clean.
Yeah, I'm actually liking the opportunities on Savage's side just a little bit more than on Dawn's, just because she can make those opportunities in any color. And you saw she actually managed to take off viruses in every color in that nice little combo. While it's going to be a little bit more difficult for reds to be done on Don's side. So while he still does have about a 13 virus lead, there is still plenty of opportunity in this one for Savage to make this close, if not retake the lead.
Yeah, and she's brought this down to within 10, and she's keeping it fairly consistently with Dawn. She's got to pick up the pace just a little bit if she wants to pull ahead and win this match. Dawn got a lot of blue, but he does have the horizontal set up. And you see, he's now got that red horizontal set up. I'm actually going to take them vertically. It's a really nice play because now you see with this yellow, he's going to be able to drop that down, get the blue horizontally. He's down to his final three, just needing one more yellow. Excuse me. Now just needing two reds. Looking pretty good for Dawn. And as we look at Savage's side, still a pretty good in game for her. Dawn going to be out at an 802, and it does look like that's not going to be enough for Savage. She does pass that time with 6 viruses remaining. Dawn takes the first crown.
Very close match, a lot closer than it looked like it was going to be at the start of level 13, which just says the skill that both these players have to keep this back and forth going throughout the entire matchup. We'll get everything reset for the second one here. And wow, that was a very fast paced match.
Hmm. As a side note, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody here on the DrMC2 hanging out with us today. We got Don wearing his green. I don't see any green on Savage's side, so virtual pinches to her.
But when was the last time you saw a green stop sign?
It's, yeah, can't say it's ever happened.
As we get our 3, 2, 1 pills, and a very interesting top line for Don here, who has no access to red really for quite some time, while Savage had lots of access to blue, but got so many blues right off the bat that she managed to get rid of almost all of it. And so we got a very interesting setup for both of them going early on here.
Yeah, a lot of red and a lot of yellow for both players. Mr. Octagon in the chat confirming that Savage does have green socks on. So I retract my virtual pinch there, Savage. I hope you can forgive me. Anyway, getting back to this match, Savage has some really nice opportunities here with these reds and these yellows that she's getting. We'll see if she drills this down. She does, gets the horizontal, leaves it set up to get that double yellow perfectly on there. She's going really nice here. It is a very tight game. Although we have a tied game as far as the virus count goes, Savage again does have that 6 second differential ahead of Dawn. So we'll see how this goes as we continue on.
Yeah, and it's been a very back and forth one with the lead. You'll see one of them take a 2 virus lead, the other one take a 2 virus lead. In fact, the 6 virus lead that Don has taken may be the largest one of this match so far. Which in the previous matches, Snide, you've seen one person take a huge lead right off the bat, and we're not really seeing that yet in this one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to see in a semifinals match. We want these close games. We don't really personally, I don't like to see the blowouts. I like to see the ones that come down to the wire. It's more exciting that way. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to me on that. As we look over at Savage's board, gosh, that's a lot of blue that she's got to work through here. Uses one, takes a little bit of drop time, but doing a really nice job. She has the opportunity to hear. She had options. She could have taken that vertical, which she did, or taken the horizontal down at the bottom. And I like the decision to take the vertical because the horizontal was already set up, ready to go, and she's able to do this really nicely. Not going to go for the horizontal blue. Nice decision there by Savage Octagon. Gets another double blue, added it to 14.
Yeah, that would have made that yellow piece that's underneath the virus drop down, and you never know how long you're going to have to wait for that last yellow piece. So you always want to make certain that any combos and viruses you take off will not hurt any other plans, if at all possible. And looking at these boards, these are very diverse boards on both people's sides. I really like both of these. There's a lot of opportunities. You can place pretty much any peril anywhere, and it will be used to your advantage. I'm expecting this will not take very long to get to a level 11 for either one of these players.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility here. Don does have that empty column three there on the left side of his board. I don't column three. It's not one that I'm too concerned about for him as far as drop time goes. He should be able to manage that pretty well. Looking over at Savage's side, her board is a lot more even. Little not as much yellow access as I'd like to see for her. Fortunately, she hasn't been getting too much yellow, and she is able to open up some more there. 24, now 22 for Savage Octagon, 14 for Don Vineyard. It's a tight game here, folks.
Yeah, again, it's every time one of them takes off a huge combo of viruses, the other one does it at the same time, making this one of those, like you just mentioned, ones that might go down to the wire before we have any idea of who's going to get the win here. Right now, the biggest concern I see on Don's side is you might be able to take care of it quickly enough. The red, blue, yellow at the bottom there, which she was able to get rid of a couple of them with a nice pill combination. And then, of course, the red should be taken out with a horizontal. And he should be out at, just waiting on that last red.
Oh, come on,
Just
game. You
he,
see him shaking his head. He's like, come on, where's the red? Where's the red? Finally gets it. 423 for Dawn. That might actually give Savage a chance to get back in this. It's going to be a 424 for Savage. We have a 1 second game.
Yeah, it's not exactly the way I'm sure that Savage would like to have gotten back into this match, but either way, she is back into it. But I see an opportunity for lots and lots of viruses be taken off very quickly on Don's side here, so he might be able to re-solidify this lead very quickly, just like that. He has a dozen virus lead, even though they both got into the level at about the same time.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen some double red action for Savage to take out that really long red horizontal. Actually, she's still got the opportunity for some red horizontals here. A red blue would be the most ideal to fire that off. We'll see if it pops up. Not so far. Oh, and she's making some advanced plans with those blues and the yellows. The yellow gonna create a bit of garbage, and she does manage to clear that out. Still holding out for that red blue. Not sure how much longer she's going to want to hold out for that, though.
Yeah, because she's not taking any viruses off while she's waiting for it. It's not much opportunity to do anything else. She finally does get the double red, but she places it on the side. She just really wants red blue, and I think this is giving Dawn an advantage that she really doesn't want to give as she finally gets that horizontal gone, but she is now 20 viruses behind, and Dawn's got everything pretty much cleared out in order to finish this level very fast. So we'll have to see if Savage are able to make a comeback here. We just need one more yellow and one more red from Dawn, and Dawn Venera will be out at a 610 with Savage Octagon needing about 18 viruses to get out of her level.
Yeah, and Savage really dependent on red and yellow. That red yellow perfect for her though. Now just really needing yellow to be honest. The double red gonna be nice. Gonna be able to open up some blue access underneath that pretty darn quick here. Especially with this red blue, really nice. But as looking over at Don's side, he's already down to 46 viruses in his level 13, which I believe starts with 56 viruses. So he's making pretty quick work of this level 13. Just horizontals upon horizontals, doubles upon doubles on this board for Don. It's really nice. And I'm sure he's going to be taking each and every advantage that he can as Savage finally out at a 653.
Yeah, and I may have said he got out of level 10 at 6 minutes. He got out of level 12 at 6 minutes. I do want to make that correction here. Don is doing a lot better than I claimed that he did.
Yeah, 10, led 6 minutes out of level 10. I'd just cry if I was in this level block.
I would as well. Right now, looking at Savage's board, the lack of blue at the top could start becoming an issue, but it looks like she should be able to open that up fairly easily here with just a couple more moves. And right now, with a 30 virus lead for Dawn, this may be little too late as he's got everything pretty much wide open and easy to access here, and expecting that he'll be out of here in just a short period of time. But look at Savage with these nice combos trying to at least make this close as she is just tearing up the middle of this board.
Yeah, Savage has been making some really nice plays, some really fancy movement here to get the pills exactly where she wants it. She's just doing a really great job, and that's one of the strengths she has as a keyboard player. She's able to hold down pretty much the entire time, but it is not going to be enough. Dawn Vineyard out at an 814, and Savage does pass that with 18 viruses remaining. It goes up 2 games, advantage Dawn.
Which means that the Savage Octagon will have to do a reverse sweep in order. She's a little frustrated how that one went, but that happens sometimes. And but we still have another match to go at least here, and Savage can get a reverse sweep. We have seen reverse sweeps happen before in the semifinals, so let's not count Savage out yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Savage absolutely can come back and claim this game. But at the same time, Dawn is perfectly capable of sweeping Savage. No commentator bias here, I assure you. We have our readies, and we have 3, 2, 1, and pills. I mean, I'd love to see a decider.
Wouldn't we all? It'd be a little bit challenging to happen here, but if anyone can do it, I would definitely say Savage would be able to. And kind of a narrow top to Savage's board. It seems like the doc forgot about columns 1 and 8 at top there. Meanwhile, Don's got a huge open gap near the bottom in the 4 to 6 range that could potentially cause some drop time later on.
Yeah, that's an oddly shaped gap there for Don, but fortunately for him, it's pretty low, and he's not really going to get to it for a while. He's going to have plenty of time to work that out. Meanwhile, Savage's board starting to look a little bit sloped there from right down to the left side. Gonna want to maybe try to flatten that out just a little bit. And you see her setting up for that horizontal red there, and to have the yellows drop down. Electing not to go for it yet with the double red. Wise decision, as it was only take one pill have to do that. And she uses that double red to use both pill has effectively, get the vertical, drop it down, and get the horizontal red. Really nice play there by Savage.
Followed by a fat log, which is one of her favorite things do almost as much as she enjoys the sweet tea, but it's being a very close game. It is an 8 virus advantage for Dawn, but it was how quickly these viruses being taken off on Savage's side. That 8 viruses is not really as big as it sounds.
Yeah, and again, we do have that now 7 second timer differential, but it is Dawn out at about a 138, I believe, and Savage right on his tails though. Just gonna need to get this blue out of the way. I'm curious to see how she goes about this because she's got the red horizontal set up that will drop the yellow down. She's gonna have to, yeah, create some garbage to cover that blue again. Unfortunately, looking like she's probably gonna go vertically here, and she does do that. That yellow blue perfect for her, able to drill that blue down. She just needs two more. And there it is, out at a 212. So a bit of a deficit here for Savage going into the second level.
Yeah, but again, if you take a look at this level for Savage Ox, and this is something that she has had a lot during these matches, plenty of opportunities where you got two of the same color vertically or horizontally, allowing you to very quickly take viruses out and get right back in this match. I don't think it's going to be all that much of a stretch for her to try this up before this level is done, because Don does not have, well, he got a nice T there, but he doesn't have as good of a set, particularly near the bottom, to try and do the same thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. Savage and proving that she's got a great board here, just going to town on this level 11. She's got to be feeling really good about how well this is going. She's brought it down to a 10 virus differential. Not any use for blue though at the moment. She's going to want to see a lot of red and a lot of yellow, mainly red, as that's the most prominent virus on her board at the moment. This double red perfect uses it to get the red horizontal at the bottom of the board, and followed by a couple double blues, which are going to be really fortuitous now to open up the rest of the access on her board. Loving the plays that she's making, going to be setting up for this horizontal yellow. And excellent play playing that yellow blue vertically, drops it down, drops it right where she needs it. But Dawn already in level 12.
Yeah, a little bit of a slowdown at the end of that level with Savage due to not the best pills in the world, but she's doing the best she can. I think she put that red blue down just a little bit wrong, or maybe she meant to do that. It's always impossible to tell with these competitors. Sadly, I am not telepathic, so I can't just ask her right now if that was what she meant or not. But either way, she's getting through this very quickly. But Dawn is, wow, he's gone through the top of this board so fast. I missed what he did in order to get this down to. It must have been a couple of really good combos.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was strategic garbage for Savage. She didn't have anywhere to put the blue, but saw that she could drop the red down and she cleared it out. But she's joining now Dawn in level 12, our penultimate level of this this particular level block. And Dawn getting a little bit slowed down here, looking for those horizontals, just not getting the pills he needs to be able to get that red out of the way. But this red blue gonna be perfect for him. Gets the red, the horizontal blue, the vertical yellow. Really nice combo there by Dawn. 23 viruses for Dawn, 36 for Savage. She's got a fairly even top line, pretty diverse for the most part. Would like to see a little bit more red access for her. She has opened that up, but now she is lacking in the blue area just a little bit.
Yeah, beautiful T right there by Savage Octagon, but to open up some blue, but it's going to be a pretty difficult end this level. She ends up getting a lot of blue. She needs lots and lots of yellow, and it's going to be pretty difficult to get them off quickly due to how the staircases are for these yellows, which is giving Don an opportunity to break through even more. He just needs one more blue, one more red, and then a few yellow should be able to get him through this level.
Yeah, red yellow would be perfect for Don, but he'll take any red that he can get to drop those yellows down. And there's the red yellow that I was calling for. 556 for Don. He is well in control of this game as he goes into this final level. Savage Octagon still needing all those yellows to break through into her final segment of the board. Just not getting them, Sarge.
And while Dawn has a stared level, they're all stared in pairs, which make it so easy to do horizontals, verticals, just about anything you want up until he gets like over halfway through his board. So he is going to be able to clear this one out so fast that might be a really great level 13 time here, as already he's what, close to halfway through this level.
Yeah, all pretty close. He's got 4 viruses, now 2 viruses to be halfway through. Speaking of really great, though, Savage had a really great in game, was able to get one of those flatbread sandwich, D sandwich that I like to call, and get the final horizontal cleared to get out of her level. It was really nice to see. If you missed it, go back to the VOD later because it's fantastic. But as it stands, it is a 22 virus deficit, now 21 for Savage. Looking like she might have a little bit of a chance to catch up if Dawn doesn't get some of the blue off of this board.
Yeah, it's being well, right there, he managed to knock a lot of stuff down to give him better access to the blues and where more blue combinations can work well. While we got a quick second, could you explain what a flatbread D sandwich is opposed to a normal D sandwich?
Yeah, so basically your normal D sandwich is you have the vertical when you have the one piece that's a different color than your two on top and on bottom, and then you clear that out. You're essentially clearing the meat out. Where when it's vertical, you have like say a red on the right and on the left, and you have a yellow in the middle, and you take out that yellow one. That's pretty much what I like to call the horizontal D sandwich or the flatbread sandwich. As Dawn out at a 759 sub 8, he will sweep Savage, go on to take on Adelito in our finals. GG's to both players.